welcome back. You're watching this very special show about the Asia One Global Indian of the Year Award. And who better to really understand the awards process, how rigorous the entire mechanism was, and why really Tapan Singhal was chosen. We've got Global Head of URS and Asia One joining us right here on the show, Rajat Shukal. Sir, my first question to you, talk to us about the award per se, the mechanism of the entire award process.
Sure. Thank you for this opportunity. And URS Asia One has been doing these awards for maybe the last 5 years now, and with a lot of rigorous research. And Global Indian of the Year is something very interesting, where we just started this about 2 years back, where India has been a knowledge society. So a lot of Indians have been popular throughout the world from different fields of knowledge society, and they are talked about a lot. But nobody was really talking about the global Indians who are currently in India, and how they have created a roadmap for the rest of the world. So that was the vision behind Global Indian of the Year. So not only recognizing Indians who are outside and doing well in their own industries, but also recognizing Indians who are currently here and are leaders.
And their contribution is across boundaries.
Yes.
So how do we now now talk to us about the process of how Mr. Tapan Singhal was chosen this year for the award?
So insurance is a very interesting industry in India, and it's still evolving to a large extent. And it's a very interesting industry where, with a population of 1.3 billion, insurance is still evolving, having said this.
Stage,
yes. And the focus was more onto the industry also, that we also recognize a brand from the insurance sector. We've had brands, some other brands also participate with us earlier, but it was important to recognize Mr. Tapan Singhal, for his leadership also, because I think two ingredients are very important for a leader. One is commitment, and the second thing is teamwork. Yeah. And he's kind of a stalwart in both, I would say. And his journey is extremely exciting, starting from the insurance industry, right. Right down from the hierarchy, and kind of taking insurance.
And also the kind of leadership principles that he really espouses.
Yes.
Sir, if we were to really talk about URS Asia One, tell us something about it. What does it really stand for? How has been the going so far? Talk to us about it.
So URS stands for United Research Services. URS Asia One is the complete name. And as the name suggests, the entire vision was to put entire Asia onto one platform. So we are maybe only one of the few publications today, a business and news publication, where we take out one issue and we cover people from multiple countries of Asia into that one issue.
Okay.
And in fact, everything that we present is research based. So for us, honestly, news was something that we said, anything that happens in the world of significance today as we speak,
right.
Comes to your phone in minutes in an app.
So how do you analyze it? How do you take out the trends that matter to all of us? And of course, bridging the gap as far as Asia is concerned. In terms of a way forward, in terms of a roadmap, where do you see URS Asia One from now? Because you're trying to bridge the boundaries, you're trying to analyze it, you're putting out trends for everybody. Where do you see it going?
So in fact, I'll like to answer that in two aspects. One is definitely in specific more towards Global Indian of the Year and Mr. Singhal. And the second in terms of what are the other intellectual properties that Asia One owns.
Right.
So Asia One, the entire vision was to promote the Asian and the Indian brands throughout the world. Because today, if you look at India, from the outside world perspective, we are definitely a big consumer market. But when you start thinking of titles like Asia's greatest brand or world's greatest brands and leaders, suddenly you start thinking of a lot of the outside brands.
We don't have a lot of homegrown brands.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the entire vision was that Asia should soon be looked as not only a consumer market, because we, are one of the biggest continents in the world.
But intellectually also should have its weight.
Yeah. And what are these brands and who are these people who have built these brands, from the Asia perspective? So it all, starts from a research methodology for each intellectual property that we own. So we identify industries. For example, Global Indian of the Year and India's Greatest Brands and Leaders was a clubbed IPR, which we had done. This summit was held in Mumbai in 2018, and the summit and the entire focus was to identify 16 industries and then 62 subcategories.
Okay.
And starting a research from using a lot of secondary data to actually primary data then comes in finally, and then only the final 100 brands are selected from these 16 industries and 62 subcategories.
So are you saying that you collect primary data?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a large team of
Yes.
primary data
Our
collection
entire
as well?
focus is research, as I mentioned. So, we actually come from the publishing background. So, we already had a lot of focus on writing. And these authors were always, industry-specific researchers as well. Because anything that you write, you have to have research around
course,
it.
yeah.
And that was the vision.
Final question I want to ask you is upcoming projects of URS Asia One?
Yes, yes. So something very interesting we are doing in Dubai in the month of May, which is now in its 4th year. This is going to be the 4th edition of the World's Greatest Brands and Leaders, Asia GCC. So we are using the title World's Greatest Brands and Leaders, but we are concluding that it's a Asia GCC listing. And this is going to see about 300 people coming in, mostly business owners coming in from different parts of Asia and GCC.
Right.
And we're doing this summit in Dubai where 80% of these owners and brands would be recognized. Also, there is a title that we do every year, which is called the Asia One Person of the Year.
Right.
Asia One Person of the Year is very exclusive, recognizing only 10 leaders from across the world. And this time, not only business, maybe from cinema, social, political as well.
Strata.
Yes.
All right. Okay, we leave it there. Thanks so much for speaking to us,
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Rajesh Shukla.
Pleasure.
That, of course, was Mr. Rajesh Shukla talking to us about the Asia One Global Indian of the Year and, of course, how rigorous the entire mechanism really was as far as choosing Tapan Singhel is concerned. With that, we end this special show. Thanks so much for watching.